Well, hi everybody, this is Tim Mai, and I have my awesome friend and mentor, multimillionaire, Doug Ottersberg on the video with me today.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
All right, well, Doug and I have an awesome news for you today. We're doing a seminar called Fast Track to Your Financial Freedom. We did this seminar 3 months ago, and it was a phenomenal turnout. The attendees got so much out of it. People really got into action. One of the couples that were there, Renee and Johnny, they were brand new to the business, and from what they've learned, they got so motivated. They went out and they got 2 deals. They're closing on 2 deals right now as a result of being at the seminar. And another attendee, Jeremy, before he came, I don't know if you remember Jeremy, Doug. But Jeremy was in a funky place in his life, and things weren't moving. And after the seminar, he built his team and started, got really serious with his real estate investing business. And just last month in July, he was on vacation for 3 weeks, and check this out, he made $35,000 while he was 3 weeks on vacation.
Nice.
And Sean, and there was like a lot of stories like that. So we're really excited to bring to you guys the upcoming seminar on September 21st and 22nd here. Just to, a lot of you don't know Doug yet, so I want to introduce you to Doug a little bit. Doug, like I said, Doug is my friend and my mentor. He's a multi-million real estate millionaire, and Doug is the secret behind a lot of the top gurus that you know of out there. If you're been around the real estate investing industry for long, there's a lot of big names that you know out there. And Doug is the secret behind our success, and the reason why is because, you see, as human beings, right, we all have stuff in our head that gets in our way. We all have, times in our life where we feel like stopped or blocked, or we hit a plateau and we don't know how to get past that. And Doug is the absolute expert that we go to get us that breakthrough, to get us to, where we're at, like, breaking through to that plateau to get to the next level. So I've known Doug, you and I known each other for a long time now. I think at least 6 or 7 years, right?
At least.
Yeah. Like every time I'm stuck with something, like Doug's the person that I go to, and so I'm really honored and a privilege to be working with Doug and to bring Doug to you to help you get from where you are to where you want to go on the fast track. So with that, Doug, would you like to share a little bit about yourself so everybody get to know you?
Sure. So like Tim said, we met through real estate investing. I have been in that for almost 20 years now, Tim. Can you believe it? 20 years.
Wow.
My wife and I started out together with literally nothing and have just worked our way up. And so we've been in the trenches. In fact, we're still in the trenches, and we're actually going through a new phase in our real estate investing business now, where we're teaching, bringing in apprentices and showing them to be able, how to live the lifestyle and do the things that we're now able to do because of the lessons and we learned years ago and the action that we took with those lessons. And so Anna and I have been married, again, going on 20 years. We have 3 awesome children, and that's pretty much taking up our time right now. 2 of them are teenagers. One of them's 11. And so we're now going through all of the things about scouts and dancing and singing and acting and all of the things that our kids want to do. And it's awesome that we have been involved in a lifestyle and a business that allows us the freedom and the time to be there really just for my family and for my students and for those apprentices that are wanting to be there to do that. So I'm here as a servant to give back and to help those of you that really do want to get on the fast track to your financial freedom. Because I admire Tim, I admire what he's been doing. He and AC and the crew down there are just doing some phenomenal things. Great people, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
Awesome. And Doug, you were just before we started the recording, you were just showing me a deal that you're working on, right? Can you share with everybody a little bit about that and what's going on there? Because those are pretty big numbers.
Sure. Well, years ago, we invested in a manufactured home community, also known as a mobile home park. And one of the things that happens or tends to occur over time, as the economy rises, as inflation happens, as rents increase, the value of those properties tend to increase as well.
Right.
And I will give you just some basic numbers. I think we paid around $500,000 for that property 20 years ago, and now that one property's gonna appraise out at 2.3 to 2.5.
Nice.
And so that does really wonderful things to your bottom line and your balance sheet. More importantly, one of the things that it allows you to do over time is develop those habits. There are some steps that all successful investors take, Tim, as you know. That's what we teach at the 2-day Fast Track to Your Financial Freedom. And all you have to do is learn those steps, implement those steps, and repeat over and over and over. And small steps lead to really cool results. Now, in this particular case, as I showed you, Tim, we're refinancing that property. This will be the second time we've refinanced that property. You could think of it being like a farmer, right? You plant the field, you let the field grow, and then you have a harvest. And for us, those harvests come every 10 years or so, and depending on where you're at in your financial growth, there might be a time where you would just harvest that, get the crops, so to speak, put them in the barn, and then go out and look for another field to buy. And we're going to do that with this time around, and we're actually going to take some of those proceeds and go out and pay off some other properties. Primarily, we're going to be looking for another big field to buy, and possibly even one in the Houston area, where we can then take on some apprentices and show them the business from the ground floor up.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So Anna and I are really excited, and it just marks another turning point, or waypoint, if you will, along the road to success.
Right.
Yeah. That's what we're doing. It's a refinance.
Yeah. Do you mind sharing how much you're pulling out in your refinance?
More than we paid for the property.
A lot more, right? That's for sure.
Yeah. And so, there are some schools of thought, and I'm going to be sharing that with you when you come to our 2-day event. And there's a lot to be said for utilizing leverage when you are utilizing it in an intelligent way. And when I say using leverage, it's going into debt, people. Okay? And there's also a lot to be said for operating in a debt-free manner. And we'll talk about that because, on one side of the spectrum, you can have a great income, you can be doing a lot of deals, and yet if you have a lot of debt, you're not truly free.
Right. Because
you signed your name and you made a promise that someone's going to get paid back.
Right.
And on the other side of the spectrum, you could be totally debt-free, meaning you owe nothing to anyone, and your time and your properties and everything is yours to do with as you see fit. And again, it's just a personal decision that we've made. I'm comfortable with it, and I know that there's a place in my life for properties and assets that are debt-free, and there's a place in my life for properties that are always going to have debt on them.
Awesome.
So,
Which brings me, to what I want to share next is because at the seminar, you're going to be teaching everybody, right? Exactly how, because I know that, how a multimillionaire like yourself think is very different than how a normal person on the street thinks, right? Or even how a newbie real estate investor thinks, because I know that, we've seen the ups and downs, and we've seen real estate investors who made a lot of money in the up market and now it's like, broke, right?
Where did it all go?
Right, where did it all go? Exactly. And I know one of your, I don't know if you call it even a secret, but, one of your expertise is in getting your money working hard for you, right? So you work, you make a lot of money, and then you make those money work really hard for you and grow from there. And you're going to be sharing that with everybody at the seminars, right?
Yeah, we'll be sharing that mindset, which is, again, I want everybody to understand, it's like, I'm not going to teach you anything that's like original that I thought up, that's like some monster secret. It's just things that have been passed forward to me from my mentors, whose mentors passed it on to them. And now it's my turn to pass it on to you that are ready to hear it and take action with it.
Right.
And again, it's some simple steps, ways of thinking about things. Like, for example, Tim, I had to make a decision. At this point in my life, how much more do I want to go back into debt? Do I want to leverage? Do I want to pull income out, cash out of that property? And when I stopped and thought about it, I'm going to be paying 5.25% interest for this money. I know without a doubt in my sleep I can make 15%. Without lifting a finger. And so would it be smart if I know what I'm going to do and if I know I'm going to follow through and not get mixed up and go spend that money on something that's going to disappear in a few years, like a big mansion or fancy cars or, lifestyle things. If I'm going to put that money out where it's going to work and return and pay for itself, well then, that would be a smart thing to do. So that's one of the things we'll be talking about. Another area that's something that I've taught you and lots of folks, when they follow it, it works, is the simple plan that my mentor taught me about how to manage your money, how to think about it. So even if you're just struggling day to day with your job, I'm going to show you a way that you can get out of debt. You can set some money aside. You can learn how to invest and actually have some cash built up for you to invest. And once you get to that point, how to set aside cash so that, hey, you know what? If you want to leave your job, and I'm not telling you to do that, and Tim's not telling you to do that. We wish you would, but we're not telling you to do that, okay? But how to have some cash reserves set aside so that you can feel comfortable about pursuing the things you want to do. And again, and even if you love your job and you want to stay there and build some cash flow from real estate, we'll show you how to do that and set some cash aside so that, you can sleep really good at night.
Exactly. And so basically the seminar, the Fast Track to Your Financial Freedom, is broken down to 3 simple steps. Now, they are simple steps. However, they're very powerful steps. Okay. And so step 1 of fast tracking your financial freedom is getting clear on what you want and how you're going to get what you want. Okay. So in step 1, we go in depth about, an exercise as well, about like exactly what is it that you want. Okay. All the things that, that were in your mind that you haven't written down, and all the things that, perhaps you kind of want, but you're not sure if you can achieve that or not sure if you can get that, right? So we're going to get you to think big, and write down what you want. And I know, Doug, you go through and even, share with people, creating their what is it that you call it, that little card? You call it?
It's the dream card.
Your dream card. That's right. Your dream card. And how to create your own dream card. What to put on there, and carry that with you. So you get really crystal clear on what you want. Number one. Number two, you're also going to get really clear of what vehicle is going to get you there to what you want the fastest. Okay.
And that's best suited to you and your personality and such.
Exactly. Yes, because, as entrepreneurs, we all have different personality. The way, Warren Buffett built his wealth is very different than the way Donald Trump built his wealth, very different from Steve Jobs or, Oprah Winfrey, right? Very different. Tim Mai or Doug Ottersberg, right? So very different ways that, that very wealthy people built their wealth. And so that's what we go to work on in step one of fast tracking, and getting clear on where you're going to go and how you're going to get there. Step two in fast tracking is, and I think this is like the biggest one, right? It's one thing to know what you want, but getting yourself to be able to achieve what you want is a really big part of that, right? And so Doug and I are going to go in and help you get clear on what's been stopping you, what's been holding you back, what's been getting in your way, your limiting beliefs, your mindset, your like whatever stuff that's been in your way of you being powerful and effective, with your time and with your knowledge. We're gonna go to work on that. Okay.
Right.
And you imagine getting on the fast track and you have all these bumps in the road. Like, you can't have that on the freeway, right? The freeway to your success. You want to make sure that everything is like clear out. Okay. And even, and not only that, but, along the way, all your fear, like you're going to learn how to eliminate your fear, because fear is like the number one success killer, really. Right. And so we're going to teach you how to identify your fear. Because some of your fear are even hidden, like you don't even realize that they're there, right? And I know, Doug, you're going to go in a lot about the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. A lot of things that probably 99% of the things that goes on in your life, the things that are dictating your actions right now, happen outside of your consciousness. Like you don't happen outside.
That's exactly right. And that's like what you mentioned earlier, Tim. In fact, one of the reasons I am really excited about being here and working with Tim is I've spent the last 8 or 9 years delving into what makes us as human beings, some of us successful, some of us not as successful as we'd like to be. And I had to learn to get my own self out of a hole to move forward. And again, that's where a lot of folks call me in to help them find out what are those things, those hidden limiting beliefs that they don't even know they have operating, that cause them to hit the wall, that cause them to not be able to take action and move forward. And so really excited to help you all learn how to make that happen in your life, learn what they are.
Exactly. And even if you are taking action, if you're taking action and you're not getting the result that you want, there's something that's in your way that's making your action a lot harder. Takes a lot more effort. And so we're gonna help you identify that. We're gonna do exercises that helps you identify that and get those things out of your way. Okay. And the third steps to fast tracking your financial freedom is getting into action. And we're not talking about any action. We're talking about, actions that's going to yield much bigger results, right? We're talking about, effective action. And so we're going to teach you a lot about, different ways you can, you can look at this business, different way you can leverage in this business, leveraging other people, leveraging other people's money, leveraging other people's time. Really take, you might have heard the 80-20 rule, right? The 80-20 rule goes like this. 80% of your results that you get is produced by only 20% of what you do. And then the other 80% of what you do only yield like 20% of the result. And the reason why most entrepreneurs, the reason why most people work really hard and don't make it or are not successful in the business is because they focus on the 80% of the actions that yield very little results. Okay?
Right.
And what we're going to teach you at this seminar is how to take the 20% of the action that's going to yield you 80% of the result. Right? So I mean, we are totally super excited to be doing this seminar with you. And, and I know Doug is pretty excited to come. He's coming all the way from Santa Fe, New Mexico to do this seminar with you. And so it's just a really great honor. And Doug, anything else that I missed that you want to add in?
Well, basically, the format of the seminar is such that Tim and I are going to take turns teaching and working with you. So it just won't be one of us up there droning on all day. So you'll get perspective from both of us. And for those of you in the Houston area, what's really great about having us there is Tim's a Houston boy. He's a Houston guy. He and his crew are there to support those of you in the Houston area. So this isn't just academic. This isn't theory. This is hands-on. This is what we're doing every single day. This is what people like you with families like yours are doing every single day to create the wealth and freedom that they desire. And I mean, you talk about results, Tim, doing the right things at the right time. Gosh, just in the last 3 months, one of those attendees went on vacation for 3 weeks and still made $35,000. That's incredible. Now, your results may be different than that. Okay, we're not promising you that you're going to be able to do that. And yet, with the track record of the people that I have seen that choose to work with Tim and AC and their dedicated crew of people, they really care. They get it, and I know that you're going to see and feel a difference when you join us September 21st and 22nd. It's just not like any event that you've ever been at. It's really like a family coming home and coming together in a good way. Yeah. Families that get along, right?
Yeah, families
that striving.
Yeah, family that really help each other succeed. And AC and I do over 10 deals a month here in Houston. We've gotten really good with building teams, using private money, and using interns and virtual assistants and marketing to find these deals. And, I can share with you story after story about, people who learn with us, do deals within the first 30 days of participating with us as, being a part of our group. And so, we really look.
Will you have examples of that, Tim?
Yeah, so I'll give you an example. Steve and Susan, they joined us about 90 days ago, which is about the time frame that we did the last seminar, Doug. And they have closed on 3 deals already, and they have another 3 deals under contract. Another 4 deals that they're working on the leads and getting it under contract. Phenomenal. And that's just one example. Marcelo, when he joined us, literally within the first 2 weeks, he got a property under contract. And then, he made $10,000 in an assignment fee, with that property. And we have Steven. I love Steven because he's someone that's super pessimistic, right? It's like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work for me. I don't know if I can get this to work. It's so funny because even when he got his first deal, it's 3 weeks into it, he got his first deal. He's like, yeah, I got my first deal and I'm working on my second one, but I don't know. It's so funny. It's just he's out there getting results, it's still skeptical. And that's what I love about what we do is because even if you're skeptical, it works.
Absolutely. And, Tim could go on all day long if I'd let him, telling you about this student and that student and all the changes that have happened in their life. But you know what? Especially if you're skeptical, you know what? You need to register. You need to come spend a couple of days with us. Meet the people that are going to be there. We're going to have students there that are, real life. You can talk to them, and you can judge for yourself. Find out if it's true, whether or not we live up to our mission, which is to assist and to help folks just like you with families like yours get where they want to go, to assist you to become successful.
Exactly.
And Tim is really good at that. So come on down. Make sure you're there.
So with that, to register, click on the link below this video. And your tuition is $97. It's extremely, extremely inexpensive. It's like the best $97 you can ever spend for yourself and your family.
That's ridiculous, Jim. $97. Come on.
Yes. So with that, go ahead and click on the link below this video, and we'll see you at the seminar.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Bye, everybody. Click the link below. See ya.